Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to begin new chapter, that is chapter 12, friction. In this chapter we are going to study about friction, then what causes friction, advantages and disadvantages of friction, ways of reducing friction. Then we are going to study the types of friction. When you roll a ball on the ground, it stops after traveling some distance. Why? Why is it so? You applied force on it to make it move, but still it comes to stop. Now consider another situation that a man pushes a heavy almirah, but the almirah doesn't move. What happens to the force which is applied by a man to the almirah? The answer of all question is friction. I will explain you how friction acts. You have studied in the previous chapter that friction is a force that always opposes the movement of an object. It is a type of force that arises when two objects come in contact with each other. Suppose a book is kept on a table and the two surfaces of book and the table are touching each other, but the surface of book and the table are not even, or we can say they are not very smooth. They have certain grooves and ridges. So the book has a grooves and ridges, and also the table has grooves and ridges. These grooves and ridges can be seen with the help of microscope. When two surfaces of the object come in contact, these grooves and ridges get interlocked and make the movement difficult, and this creates friction. So we have to apply the force to unlock this surface in contact, and it is always opposite to the direction of motion. Friction is always opposite to the direction of motion. Even the two smooth surfaces have some grooves and ridges. So when the two smooth surfaces come in contact with each other, then there will be less interlocking of surface, and hence there will be less friction. On the contrary, when the two rough surfaces come in contact, so as you know, the rough surface have more grooves and ridges, so there will be more interlocking of surface and the friction applied will be more. Here in this picture you can see two brushes. They are interlocking with each other, and these bristles of these brushes act as a grooves and ridges. Since it is rough, so there will be more interlocking of surface of these brushes, and the friction will be more. So we can say the irregularities, that is the ridges and grooves, and the roughness of any surface causes friction. Now the force of friction is also used to measure the magnitude of friction. Magnitude means strength of friction. Now the magnitude of friction depends on two things, that is the size and the number of grooves on the contact surface. All the surfaces have these grooves and ridges. When you observe your hand, then you see some lines over it, and these lines are nothing but like ridges and grooves. So when you hold anything, the grooves and ridges of your hand comes in contact with the other surface of the object, and they interlock, and you are able to hold anything perfectly. Now let us do one activity. You can take a book and push it with a single finger. Then you will see that the book is not moving. In the second case, if you apply the force of your hand, then the book starts moving. This is because in the first case the friction is more, and in the second case the book is moving because of the less friction. So this is all about this friction today. I hope you must have understood the topic very well. Thank you and have a nice day.